but she seemed to always graduate around the ones that I had because, again, I had them since small. Now, my mom, she was slick. She'll come in the house because I had 4 at that time. I had 2 miniature pits, and I had a red nose and I had a blue nose. And come in the house, I don't know how they get loose because they all had cages. I don't know how they get loose.
They're smart.
These motherfuckers was letting D worse than the fucking birds I had.
They're smart.
Yeah, I had a Quaker, a Parakeet, an Amazon.
How you get these exotic birds?
Huh?
I had to get these exotic birds.
My ex knew I liked it weird animals, and we had it's a place in Davie that has exotic birds. The Quaker, all of them talk, but the Quaker was the when I said they used to fight. He come in the house, bitch, asshole, fucker, fucker, fucker.
See, I can't get that talking ass bird. See, I can't get that talking ass bird.
Where you learned it from?
From both of us.
Right.
From both of us, but he learned motherfucker from me.
From you.
But I thought the man was lying because the man said if you let them mimic, listen to radio, listen to the TV, they'll learn how to talk. So I had a blue nose. So the Quaker used to unlock the cage, get out and fuck with the bird, and fuck with the dog. The dog was one of the, blue noses, they can jump. And this dog was able to jump how high as he choose to, and then wig his ass to go up a little higher. So he turned around and just make the bird crash into the glass. My cabinet was the glass window. So the bird always ran into the window and fall on the floor. So the dog sit there, lay on his ass, hold his paw on the fence so he can't move, and scare the shit out the bird. Yeah, these animals I had was weird as fuck. This is the blue nose that walked around and went to the park now.
With the children.
With the children.
The dog's smart.
Dog was very smart.
I got a whole bunch of them. Trust me, I know.
But I miss my baby. But dogs know.
They know.
He had one homeboy that used to come to the house. That dog would not let him walk in.
You want right.
He wasn't right. That bitch went there, and all you see is teeth.
You want right.
But that was my baby. Bad as fuck.
Yeah, you want to get protected, get your dog.
Yeah, I need me one. I said I get me a pit, I'd be good. But
somebody just stole one of my dogs. She asked to see the girl. My son let her see the girl to go in and go get the other one. And because he figured she's a neighbor around here somewhere, she pulled off with the dog.
oh wow.
Baby, when I find this helpful. Oh, y'all ain't hear me say that. But yeah.
I'm good. Hey. So I got another question.
Okay.
Why do people play victim?
It's easy. Did you not see that video of that lady inside of Victoria's Secret?
Right.
Having a whole meltdown on the floor?
Right.
She playing victim.
Because she was not going to hear her.
That's to give attention to them so people can, as long as the person who's playing victim have all the attention on them, they're not going to... Huh?
But whose fault is it? Because if they're playing victim, then who is to blame? Us or them?
Wait, that's kind of hard to decipher because now the person who's playing victim versus the person who probably is actually
because you're
victim.
knowing the signs. You're ignoring the signs, especially if you know that person and they playing victim. Who's to blame? You or them? Because you see the red flags.
Because you see it.
Yeah.
So you giving them the attention.
Yeah, you're right, to get attention and sympathy. But the question would be, the second part is, if you see the red flags, who is to blame? Is it you or the victim? Because we're accepting them. We know what they do. We're accepting what they're doing, and we're allowing them to play victim. And we keep dealing with it.
That becomes your fault now.
It becomes our fault because we are allowing them to play victim.
Right.
So when do we stop allowing them to play victim?
That's a good question.
And you
A lot
stop
of people have
allowing
yet to
them
answer.
to let you.
Right.
You can't let them trick you.
Yeah.
You know where it's gonna go.
Yeah.
I see this from afar, so you know what?
Yeah.
You won't even get this chance.
Yeah. But how do you deal with a person after you stop dealing with them because they want to play victim, but they don't understand that they're playing victim?
Just cut them off. I don't mind cutting people off. Listen, you know I'm dealing with one of those right now.
He was a narcissist. And I
just cut him completely off. We have no conversation at all. Because he is the victim. He didn't do no wrong. He didn't hurt nobody. So he's trying to figure out now, why is his family against him? Your family not against you. You did that.
You against yourself.
Now, if you can't figure it out, that's between you and God. Ain't nothing to do with that. But I'm done.
Zena, you ain't got nothing to say?
I actually don't.
That's a first.
Victim, do you, Zena?
I don't play victim.
Nah, she don't play victim.
I know she don't. I just want to talk.
I don't really get along with people who play victim. That's the thing, like. Because I try my best to be as genuine as possible. When I was young, I was a big fat liar. That's really the
Be honest with that.
Right,
You're not omitting that.
So I'm not omitting that. I told you I'm trying to back off all the omitting, right? So for me, I try to be as genuine as possible, and I try to keep it real with people as much as I possibly can, without giving them too much of my personal business. And when people try to become the victim, for me, who's looking straight through it, because I'm looking at stuff based on reality, it kind of irks my nerves, if that makes sense. Because it's kind of like, instead of you choosing to make a smarter decision so you can grow in life, you're choosing to go backwards and be immature and play the victim. And I don't even like to engage in it. The minute I see somebody playing victim, I be like, you know what?
I'm out.
I don't know what you're doing right there. That shit you look crazy. I'm finna go. And I just literally leave. I'm perfect at walking off on people. I've learned that skill so good.
Right.
Like, baby, I'm the walk off queen. You hear me? And I know how to block a bitch.
True.
You hear me? I will block you in every way the block is possible.
Listen.
You understand? The only way you will see me again is if you run up.
And I will walk by you and sit next to you like I don't see you.
I won't even do that. Let me tell you how good I'm at it. I can see you again and I'm going to tell you how. And I'm going to talk to you like I just met you. But I'm not going to be rude. I'm going to just act like it never happened.
Right. I can't say that's
You know
a
they're
problem.
going to bring the conversation up again.
That's fine. And I usually do my walk-off skill.
I can't just say that's a problem I have, but if I completely don't want to talk to you, like when it came to my ex-husband, I felt like I wanted to, like, once that relationship was over, I wanted to act as if it never happened.
Right.
All 10 years, it's just a blank space in my mind between 19 and 30. It's a blank space.
Right.
I want to act as if it never happened. Pictures, any memories, any of that, gone. I'm that person that just take up all this shit.
Because I don't like to dwell. I don't like to
trash.
dwell on the negativity. I don't like to dwell on like stuff that didn't make me happy.
Right.
I don't like that stuff. Anything that would take away from my pure spirit, I try to stay away from it.
Everybody need their peace. Don't let nobody scare you.
And a lot of people are not mature. That word we kept saying earlier, mature. A lot of people are not mature enough to. They're mature enough to notice the red flags, but not mature enough to walk away from them.
Right.
So they want to be immature. They want to stay in that space. One is comfortable,
Right.
and they know if I do this, this is what's gonna happen.
Usually
so I'm
when I
gonna do it
behave
anyway.
like this, this is usually the response I get from it. So let me try this move.
Yeah.
Right.
And if you don't respond to it the way they're comfortable with, now they start throwing a fit.
Yeah.
All right, I understand why you're throwing a fit because I have understanding.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, I can't cater to your feelings right now. I got to keep it moving.
That's being
You
mature.
go ahead and do your thing.
A lot of people
You
not.
feel me?
A lot of people not to
And
that
that's
level
when the
yet.
Drake music come on. Touch if you want to, but I can't stand to hear you. That's the wrong thing to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Got to keep it moving off the motherfucker. You
There's a lot of people don't want to know public people don't do that.
Right.
You mad.
Right.
Right.
You mad.
You big
Can't
man.
argue with you.
Right.
I talk a lot. I be ready to talk about some shit.
Right.
You hear me?
DJ
But if it's
KP on the
pointless, I just
line.
be like, deuces.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit.
It's not worth it.
I had a question that was in the back of my head. It just came back to the front about being submissive.
Right.
A lot of women, when they hear that word submissive, like you said, it sounds like the word slave.
Right.
And
Slave shit.
it's not. How do you explain to somebody about being submissive from your point of view? How do you explain to somebody about being submissive that is not slavery?
I'm gonna give you the usual answer everybody gives, but when you hear the answer, you must first accept it and then do it, right? Properly read the Bible. The end.
And understand. And understand.
Not just read that motherfucker.
Understand.
Properly read that motherfucker. You
Right.
hear me?
From the
Read it
beginning.
in whatever version you need to understand it.
And they got a whole
Read
bunch of
them
them.
words exactly the way it's written, not the way you are perceiving it to be.
Right.
Well, he's saying all that you do. You
Perception
still
is a
understand
motherfucker
it.
too.
Right, because people use the Bible to tell you how to be submissive to your husband,
Ooh.
but they don't use that same Bible to defend themselves when it's being misused.
Boom, boom, boom.
You understand? The words are clearly there.
Is there? You know, sometimes when I go to church, I'm like, well, why they didn't read this verse or why they didn't read that verse? Or why we didn't go to this book? Why we didn't go to the Old Testament to bring out the New Testament? That's
Why-
questions that I have and that I haven't seen a preacher answer yet.
Have
Actually,
you asked them?
No, I haven't asked them.
Actually-
Don't let you get that close to the preacher.
no. I beg to differ because my auntie was a pastor, and I was brought up in church. One thing I can always remember in her saying is when she read a chapter and she felt that she needed to go back to the Old Testament to break it down, she did that.
That's good.
Now, when they say come as you are, she was on that.
Okay.
I done seen a man that used to sit at the door under the tree, across the street from the church, drink. I done seen this man step front door several times, and she invite him in. He never stepped foot. So one day, he stepped foot, and she prayed for him. That man disappeared. Came back 5 months later, clean, sober, had a job, had a place. A year and a half later, married one of the ladies in the church.
Wow.
Right.
God will put you in the right
When they
place,
say-
right
At the
time.
right time.
When they say women are supposed to wear pants to a job, she begged to differ. She said, if that job gonna put more money in your house, don't do what you got to do for your house. You know, most pastors will tell you, no, don't do it. She was like,
It's like
no.
all the elders with their skirts and their little cloth over
Mhm.
trying to come in with these tights, these jeans, as well.
Yeah, and when she said, can't come as you are, she meant that.
But you know,
What's
some
not a
people-
logical answer?
Some people break down the Bible and use it to benefit them.
To manipulate.
They don't keep it real, you know. And
Yeah.
a lot of people couldn't understand, and still to this day can't understand why so many young people draw towards me because I'm gonna keep it real. I ain't no better than you.
You don't
We love it
sugarcoat
together.
or omit, because you know they do that in church.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
You don't omit.
Yeah,
You bring in the younger crowd.
absolutely.
And that's why a lot of times you see the older churches, it just got them, the preacher, and the congregation.
That's it.
Nobody knew was coming in because y'all saying, I don't want you coming in because you got a hat on.
Yeah.
You need to go put on some church.
Or you got on red nail
You got on
polish.
red nail polish.
No, your clothes
No.
can very well be too tight, and that's just how your hips
Yeah.
set up.
Or
Baby, I
you-
got took down. I got took down one day because
Can't
my
help
dress
that.
is too tight, but I can't help that my hips fits my clothes. Now you don't like it, go buy me some, and if you go buy
Yeah,
it,
that's true.
I'm almost certain it's gonna fit the same way when I put it on.
DJ KB said most pastors won't give a logical answer.
They won't.
No, they
Not a
won't.
lot of them, but he said most. He didn't say
No,
all.
He didn't say all. You're right.
Because I got a pastor that'll break it down for you.
Yeah.
Bishop, he'll break it down.
My auntie used to break it down. And if you raise your hand and needed her to break it down, she'll take time out and break it down. If that meant church was gonna go over a little bit,
The whole service, that's what it is.
that's what it
It
is.
is. A lot of times too, they don't recognize that they once had a past,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that speaks to
Yeah.
people who's been there. And if they don't acknowledge that past,
And
you can't bring forth the future.
my auntie
Right,
used to
yeah.
always tell us, you can't necessarily preach about it if you don't know about it.
That's right.
Mhm.
You can't tell somebody else something if you don't know the reactions, the outcomes, or the causes if you
Right.
don't go through the storm.
You
gotta go through a storm to be able to tell
Yeah,
somebody something.
exactly. Now there's a pastor on Sixth Strong.